Hey guys, what's up? It's Harley and I am here today to do my June wrap up. I've only read one book so far this month because the slump from May, she's still happening. She's happening strong. Today is the 15th of June, so we are halfway over and I have finished one book. I have not carried on with the two books I carried over from May. Still reading them, question mark, reading. Can you really call it reading if you don't open the book? I don't know. But I did finish one book, so we're going to talk about that right now, and hopefully by the end of the month there will be more books to talk about. We'll see. So the first book that I read this month is The Enemy by Sarah Adams. This is a little romance book, and basically the enemy, you can see it's going to be an enemies to lovers romance. So basically these two knew each other in high school, and now they are older. They are coming back together for their friend's wedding. Both of their best friends are getting married to each other, and they haven't seen each other since he left for college. And when he left, he almost kissed our main character, and so she's holding a little bit of a grudge about the fact that he never did kiss her and the fact that she wanted him to kiss her. So that's where we're at. But our main character, June, she has opened a donut shop slash bakery. I think it's more donuts, just donuts, with her best friend. And our male love interest here, Ryan, he is a celebrated chef, and he has the opportunity to open up a new restaurant with somebody. So he comes back for the wedding. She doesn't know that he's coming, finds out, freaks out. I think sometimes she was a little too much. He was very much just trying to get a rise out of her every time because he liked her. He's one of those, you like the girl, you kind of pick on her types. And I don't know, I feel like she just always took everything just a little too far. I did think they were cute together, and he was very patient with her once he started to pursue her. He found out the reason why she kind of closed herself off later on, and he was very patient with that. I keep saying the word patient. He did take his time with her at that point, and even had a nice conversation with her family about it and everything, and I did appreciate that. But give me something. I think this is my problem with her books, is that it just takes too long to get to the payoff that I lose interest, because it happened with the other book I read. I thought they were really cute, I thought it was fun, but it took way too long for them to get together. And in this one, it wasn't necessarily that it took too long for them to get together. They did take a while, but I was still paying attention to it. But the conflict at the end seemed to take forever, because I was listening to the audiobook and I looked and I'm like, the book's almost over. Are we not going to have a conflict? Is this just going to be them happy? And it was the very end, everything happened, and it just felt like we threw a conflict in there and resolved it really quick just to say we had a conflict. But yeah, so I did like this one. I thought it was fun. I ended up giving it a 3.75 stars. And that's the only book I read this month. Okay, we're back again. Alright, I'm back for some more updates. I have finished 2 more books, so we'll talk about them right now. The first book that I finished was my buddy read for last month, which was The Iron King by Julie Kagawa. This is the first book in the Iron Fae series, and I have read this a few times, at least 3, because I have made it to book 3. I haven't finished the whole series or read the spinoffs, but I have made it to book 3 a few times. Just for some reason, I never finish the series, but I'm hoping to change that this time. So this book follows our main character, Megan. She has just turned 16, and she lives in the mortal world. Doesn't think anything of mystical creatures or anything, but on her 16th birthday, she discovers that her little brother, who's 4 years old, has been taken, and in his place is a fairy changeling. So Megan, desperate to get her little brother back, jumps into the world of fairy to go find her brother and discovers that she herself is actually half fae. And not only that, she is also the like lost princess of the Sealy court. So her and her best friend Puck go to get her brother back. She convinces him to help her, and along the way they meet the unseelie Prince Ash, and he ends up in their little like gang on this mission to rescue her brother. Although his is a little unwilling. He's only doing it because she promised to come back to his court with him. But yeah, this book is really fun. I really liked the Never Never and Turn a Nog. I enjoyed the fairy world a lot, and I'm excited to get into book 2 sometime, because I really remembered this one, but I don't remember much of the other ones, but I know I enjoyed books 2 and 3. And also we get a little more into like the romance and things. Also, Grimm is like one of my favorite characters. Grimm and Puck are my 2 favorite characters out of this series. I just love them both and think they're both hilarious. But yeah, this is a really fun fae series, so if you haven't checked this one out, I would recommend giving it a shot. It was released, I think this came out early 2010s, but I still really enjoy it. I think it's a lot of fun, and I like these new covers that they made. They're really nice. But this is the Fairy Loot one though, so it has sprayed edges. But yes, I ended up giving the Iron King 4 stars this go around. I was in the midst of a giant reading slump, so I did lower it a little bit. I think my last rating was like a 4.25 or 4.5. I did lower it a little bit because the romance situation, while I love it, it does seem to hop from us just liking each other to being like, oh, we're soulmates or something. Like, I'm like, y'all need to relax. I keep getting distracted. I did really enjoy this one though. I just bent the cover of my book. I need to be shamed. The next book that I finished was The Naturals. The next book I finished was a sequel, so good on me for reading a sequel, and that book is Killer Instinct by Jennifer Lynn Barnes. This is the second book in the Naturals series, which is like sort of like a Criminal Minds-esque YA book. It's about these group of kids that are in this like special FBI program, and they each have like different talents. So Daisy's making the camera move. So a couple of them are really good at profiling people. One of them can like spot lies and tell lies really well, and then the other one, she has like a photographic memory and she can like recreate the scene very well. So in this one is a very Dean heavy book, which I loved because Dean was my favorite. And you learn that he is the son of a serial killer, and in this one somebody is killing people in the same exact way, but his father is in prison. So they're like, well, he's locked up, can't be him, it's got to be a copycat. And they're trying to discover if it is somebody connected to him or just somebody completely random. I really enjoyed this all because we, like I said, we did learn a lot more about Dean, and I was really happy about that. And we got to see him kind of open up a little bit in this one, and I just thought it was really interesting. I did use my little big brain here, yes, and I did suss out some information. I am proud of myself. I did that last book too, and usually I don't know what's going on. So I don't know if my vibes are just vibing and I'm picking up on things. I don't know. Something's in the air, I believe. But yes, I did pick up on some stuff, and some stuff I felt was a little too obvious. So I was like, no, that can't happen, that can't happen. And then it did. But it's fine. It's okay. But I just keep saying I did like this one a lot. But yes, I did like this one. The only thing that I don't enjoy is this like love triangle square. I don't enjoy the little love whatever with Cassie, Dean, Michael, that little love triangle. Cassie, Michael, Leah. There's nothing with Dean and Leah because they're more brother and sister, but like, so like there's two triangles that are connected by Michael. That's what I'm gonna say. I don't quite enjoy that, but at the end of this, we did get a little resolve on that one, at least for the moment. I really enjoyed this one, so I ended up deciding just before I filmed this that I'm going to give it a 4.5 because I had been setting on my rating for a while because I wasn't quite sure what I wanted to rate it. But yeah, I'm going to give it 4.5, and I'm really excited to continue on and see what happens in the next one. Like, surprisingly, I like these, although I do like watching like crime stuff occasionally. I get very sucked in, so I'm not allowed to do it a lot because it will take over my life. But I did enjoy this one, and I'm excited to go to the next one. And also, I love these covers that they made with like on the black with just the color images. I don't know. I like these ones a lot. I think they're really cool. Hopefully you guys can hear me because it's very windy out. But I forgot to mention yesterday that I also did read Winter's Passage, which is like a short story for the Iron Fae that ties books 1 and 2 together. The edition I was reading didn't include it in the page count, so I edited it like separately. And I ended up giving that one 3 stars because it didn't really add much. It was literally just a journey of Megan and Ash going to the Winter Court, and you know, didn't add much. I did think that the hunter was really cool and would like to see him more. I don't remember if we do or not, but yeah, it literally just picks up right where book 1 ends. But yeah, and I'm just sitting out here in my little flower area. I got this bunny right here. Also, there were some bunnies that lived under here. Yeah, there used to be a tree here, and they always would have their little babies there. And we got rid of the tree, but they're still there. All right, back again, this time with 2 updates for my June reading. I listened to 2 more audiobooks. Audiobooks seem to be the only way I'm getting through anything this month. Miraculously. I don't know why I said that like that, but I did. Really, the slump has been kicking my butt, and I have not been physically reading, but the audiobooks are pulling through, so at least my month will look decent instead of terrible. So the first book I have to talk about is Happy Place by Emily Henry. This is my first Emily Henry book, and I see why people like her. I thought this book was all right. I really enjoyed the friendships that she wrote. So in Happy Place, basically what it's about is this group of friends. Every summer they go to the one's family home over on like the East Coast somewhere. So every summer they go there and they reconnect before going to their different homes. 2 of the friends were engaged and have since broken up, and they haven't told anyone. And the girls in the group decide that it's going to be a girls' trip, but when they get there, surprise, surprise, the guys are there too, and the one's ex-fiance is there, and we are pretending that we're still together. So basically it's because 2 of the other ones are engaged now and are getting married that weekend, so they want everybody to be there. So they decide to pretend to be together just to appease everyone and not screw things up for this weekend. I think it's like a week trip, I don't know. So like I said, I really enjoy all of their friendships together. I thought that the friendships were very, very strong, and I liked seeing their difficulties and how they overcame them at the end. The relationship part is where I struggled. This does go like back and forth between present day and the past, and sometimes that does trip me up a little bit. But yeah, I didn't quite love their relationship. I do really appreciate Wynn's journey though. I thought he did well working on himself and figuring himself out. So yeah, I ended up giving Happy Place 3 stars. Like I said, I did really enjoy the relationship, so I think I will check out more Emily Henry. Just this one wasn't quite for me. And the next book that I read was Take a Hint, Danny Brown by Talia Hibbert. This is the second book in the like Brown sisters, I guess. This one also was kind of like a little bit of a miss for me. I don't know if it's just my slumpy mood or I'm a little burned out on romance. I don't know. I just found myself like not paying attention while I was listening to this one for most of it. So basically in this series we follow a Brown sister. So the first book was about Chloe, this one's about Danica, and then they have another sister, Eve. So like I said, this one follows Danica. Danica is very kind of anti-relationship. She was hurt in like her first, I think, major relationship. She walked in on her partner cheating on her, and that kind of turned her off for all relationships. But she ends up in a fake dating situation with kind of like her boss. He was kind of her boss. Like she like works at the college as a teacher, but she also works at like the coffee shop or whatever, and like he runs the coffee shop. Well, anyways, they end up in a fake dating situation because a video of him saving her from a like fire drill or something goes viral, and they decide to use that to help promote his business, and they decide to turn into a like friends with benefits kind of situation, and they really just like jumped right into that. It was like, I think they fake dated for like 5 seconds, and then they kissed, and then they were like, do you want to be friends with benefits? So I feel like it was just very quickly to get to that point. Because Danny is so anti-relationship, I felt like she liked Zaf a little too quickly. And like she knew she really liked him. But then it was just like, oh no, relationships, I can't do that. I would have liked more of her being with him and like little things wearing her down over time. I feel like that would have been better. And then her being like, wow, this guy, he's really great, he never pushes me, you know, like things like that. Seeing her like slowly fall in love with him. Basically it was like they hooked up and she was just like, wow, this guy's great, I can't believe he's like not taken. And it's like, yeah, you think he's great because you like him. He on the other hand was really into her and like wanted a relationship with her, but because of her little anti-relationship status, he wasn't gonna push anything, and he was trying his best not to fall in love with her. I thought he was a real sweetheart. I really liked him, and he deals with anxiety, and his father and brother died, and that also caused a lot of inner turmoil for him. So he's dealing with stuff, she's dealing with stuff. I just felt like his seemed a little more thought through than hers. But yeah, like I said, I don't know if I was just in a mood or what, because I just kind of started zoning out like halfway through the book, and I was just like, I don't know, her problems were too much for me, and I just wanted to see Zaf all the time. So I ended up giving that one 3 stars. I am going to continue the series because I am 1 book away. So we'll see how I like Eve, but Chloe so far is the winner out of that series for me. Alright, and I'm back now with the last book that I ended up reading in June, and that is my buddy read with my friend Victoria, which was Of Secrets and Slippers. This is the last book in the Daughters of Evil series by Shonda Hahn, and now Sansa's being sassy from over on the bed. But this one we follow our final sister, Honor. She's been rather mysterious. She's been away training with Lorne, who is an elf that's a friend of her adoptive mother's, and we don't overly see much of her throughout the series. She, like I said, she is a mystery to us as well as kind of to her sisters, because her special power is she is an anti-mage, so she nullifies other people's powers and like absorbs it. So it's kind of dangerous for her to stay with all of them in their house that they were living in. So like I said, she did travel a lot with Lorne along the ley lines and learned things from the elves because Lorne is an elf. So this series is a bunch of different fairy tale retellings. It's super fun. I really enjoy it. I gave all of them, I think think they all got at least 4 stars. There might have been one that was like just under 3, which wasn't my favorite, but I still enjoyed it. This one I ended up giving a 4.5. It is up there. I really liked Honor's character. I thought she was very interesting and she's very like relatable, somebody you could root for. And I also really loved her love interest. He's actually my second favorite boyfriend out of the series. The first being from the last book, Cash. I loved him. But yeah, no, I really enjoyed him as well, and I enjoyed them together. The end of this book did leave like something a little open. I'm hoping, I want a spin-off, okay? I want a spin-off. I'm not ready to be done with this world and the characters. So give me a spin-off. Let Rumple, the talking dwarf ex, take over, okay? He wasn't involved. He wasn't involved in the last thing that happened, but like I love Rumple and I think he's hilarious to listen to. So let's bring him back too. He can watch over like whoever the other series would be about. But yeah, I did think this was a satisfying conclusion though. And like I said, I am sad that it's over, but I can always revisit it if I want to. And those are the books that I read in June. Doesn't look like a lot physically, but there was like a couple audiobooks as well. But I was in the midst of the major slump of 2025. Always this happens mid-year. Like, I don't know about what it is, but mid-year, it's like I forget how to read. But yeah, I did read a couple good books this month. I just struggled so badly getting through them. But hopefully July will be a better month and we'll set off on a good foot. But let me see. If I had to pick my favorite book of the month, it'd probably be of Secrets and Slippers or Killer Instinct. I really enjoyed both of them. Let me know what you guys read and what your favorite book of the month was. I'd be interested to hear. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.